What's going on, YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today we're taking a look at the Bladebinge marketplace. If you're looking to find a super cool knife that might be a little bit tricky to find, we all know that our only option in that case is the secondary market, and the secondary market can be a bit tough and a bit frustrating to navigate unless you use Bladebinge. This is, in my opinion, far and away the absolute best place to buy, sell, and trade on the secondary market. And I mean that. Like, it makes everywhere else an absolute joke. I love Bladebinge, and I also love it for content, because going through the marketplace and finding awesome knives that I've either forgotten about or that I just figured are impossible to find, it's really cool to find this stuff. So come along with me, and we'll take a look at some of this stuff. Some of this stuff is going to be fairly priced, and some of it is substantially more valuable than it used to be. So you'll probably see some, pretty crazy prices, but it's still fun to look. I'll link this down in the description. If you're not part of Bladebinge, I definitely suggest that you become a member, because it's awesome. So you guys can check out those links if you want to. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Let's just jump into the marketplace. Actually, wait. Before I do that, I want to point out the Chaser is a ridiculously nice exclusive. This is a Devo knife. And Bladebinge does the dark mode stuff, so they actually have a whole bunch of different ones. But that Devo is super well priced, S90V, and I think the HRC on those is like 61 to 62. So yeah, definitely check those out. But anyways, let's go back to the marketplace and take a look here. Tuya Wrath V2 in S90V for $135. I've never even heard of that knife, but it sounds cool. I actually want to take a look at that real quick. I am also shopping for me. Tuya makes a really good knife. If you're not familiar with Tuya, very nice, very high quality knives. Yeah, that looks pretty good. It looks like it's been loved a little bit, but geez, $135, not a bad price at all. Shirogorov F3 Ignis. Never even heard of this. The F3 is my absolute favorite Shirogorov model. It's also one of my favorite. Is this like Iron Man carbon fiber? This is awesome. Actually looks like lava. But the F3 is my favorite Shirogorov. It's also my absolute favorite, or not my absolute favorite, but one of my favorite knife designs. It's one of the most comfortable knives ever. That's a lot of money. It's less than I played for my Van X version. So yeah, definitely. If you're a Shirogorov collector, you might take a look at that one. The Wii GTC Solid, that's a ridiculously good price on that knife for like new in box, and I'll tell you why. That's an integral. Now, this is a really polarizing design. Not everybody is into the GTC aesthetic. If you're not familiar with GTC, all of their stuff looks like this. It looks like something that broke off of a transformer. I like it. This has that, what do you call that little... it's like the kickstop flipper. Is that what we call that? I can't remember. Yeah, for an integral that's got that complex of machining on it, I want to say that those typically go brand new for like $450. I own two of those, and I would not be upset about paying $375 on a secondary market. Kubi Supercell. Is this also a... Why does that look so familiar? Excuse me. 108, 60 to 62 HRC 14C 28N in titanium. It's a pretty cool knife. I don't know what those go for brand new. The more I have this lingering cough every time I get, and by the way, I appreciate everybody asking. You seem like you've been sick for months. All the content's pre-recorded, so it seems like it's spread out. I have been healthy for weeks now, and the only thing that's left is like this weird mild lingering cough, but this happens every year and it eventually goes away. The Vision R, I feel like that's pretty close to the standard price. ZT0450. Some of my favorite things to find on this website are old ZT models, but I feel like this is still around. 185 is not a bad price for that at all. Incosi Tanto Magna Cut, also not a bad price considering what those go for brand new. I think that's the full size one. Got some coins there. I also really love looking at, there's a couple of people on this site, and they are on many sites that have things listed for absolutely ridiculous price tags, and I think we're going to see an example of that here in just a bit. Oz Machine Company Roosevelt speed hole, Van Axe. So this is much more than they go for, but it's still, as far as like Oz Machine Company knives go, that's one of the lower prices that I've seen on the secondary market. Still, though, I mean, if you want one of these knives, you have to either be insanely lucky and get one brand new, or you have to go to the secondary market and just be willing to overpay, because it's going to happen. The Vosteed Psyop is an excellent knife. That is designed by Jeff Blauvelt of Tough Knives, and that is a button-operated compression, or what do they call that? I can't remember, but that's a really good price on that knife, too. That's one of Vosteed's coolest collab creations, and they need to continue to explore this and as many knives as they can with those, the top liner lock, sorry, that's what they call it. Because those are absolutely superior to button-operated frame locks, button-operated liner locks, standard plunge locks, standard frame locks, standard liner locks is just better. It's essentially a button-operated Spyderco compression lock. Oh, the full-size Spartan Harzy in Magna Cut for $379. There's some really good deals on here. So, this is a knife. I'm actually personally tempted by this one. The Spartan Harzy is like what happens when you combine the Hinder XM18 with a Chris Reeve, whatever, Sebenza, Nkosi, Umnumzan. So these are substantially more money. It says only blemish I can find is on the blade, some very faint lines. Let's take a look. This is what he's talking about. I wouldn't care about that. At $375, I think that's awesome. That's a great price tag. Stovepipe with a regrind for $334. Definitely less than what they normally go for. Giant Mouse, I'm not familiar with that one. Another Rose. Oh, that's a Roosevelt XL. Ooh, let's take a look. Super cool. Super cool. Look at this. That's awesome. You guys keep telling me to open separate windows. I know I should probably do that. You know what I need? I need an external monitor so that I could do this. But anyways, so these brand new, like I bought mine brand new for $900. So you are buying this at 300 over as of right now. Those are so hard to get that if you do that, you know, a lot of you have been buying, selling, and trading in the secondary market. I'm not like, you do what you want. It's your money, right? People are going to buy things and then mark them up. Like people are going to flip them, or people are going to buy it with the intention of keeping it and then getting to a point where they're like, I need the money, or this one's not really getting any love. It's just sitting here. I might as well sell it, right? Can't really fault people for that. But if you do buy something like this for $1,200, for at least for right now, unless like Oz Machine Company suddenly, you know, they have like this massive increase in what they can produce, and all of a sudden they're pumping these things out like crazy, the price is essentially going to stay the same. So you can buy it for that and then turn around and probably sell it for that, or potentially more, you know, maybe a little bit less. It just depends, right? But I used to do this a lot. I would say, probably 10 to 15, like between 10 and 15 years ago, I was constantly on the secondary market buying stuff that I knew would like maintain value. And then when I was tired of it, I would turn right back around and sell it, and use the money to buy something else, you know? And sometimes I made a little bit and sometimes I lost a little bit. This is super cool. This is a fatty Warncliffe. That's a rare one. S45 VN, is that a Gen 6? Yeah. So this is the newest one with the tri-way, or the, is that Gen 6? I keep so many generations of things in my head. But this is essentially an XM18 3.5 inch that has the same thickness of blade as the XM24. A lot of you might be wondering, why would someone want that? Doesn't it just make the edge thicker? Yes. But these were created during a time where people just, and people still do, just like thick blades just because. It is a really, if you've handled an XM18, it is really interesting to handle a fatty XM because they are truly like bulky and silly, but they also are just fun, you know? I'd say that's one of the better blade shapes to have the fatty. Like the fatty Spanto is just absolutely insane. I wish they would do those again. I would buy them. But $450, I mean, that's 25 up from what it sold for. Actually, $450, it might be right on. Actually, no. The fatties sell for like 500, don't they? So this is actually a little bit less. I think that's cool. I kind of like that. Benchmade bailout for 300, pass. But you know, hey, if that's for you, it's for you, Mr. Aeon. I was actually supposed to get this knife. I wonder what happened. This is the I completely forgot about this knife until just now. They were supposed to send this to me. That's okay. They got caught up or probably maybe ran out. You know, maybe it sold so well that they couldn't send me a sample, which is completely understandable. You know. Demco 8020 Shark's Foot Titanium. It's actually not a bad price for the 3V in titanium, considering that those go for substantially more brand new. This is just a good deal right here. I have this exact knife almost in this gets used a lot. This was one of my most used knives, and it's still, I use it down here, and there's tape on it, sorry. I use it down here in the studio. Look behind me. I'm in a storage room, right? Yeah, this was my most used after the Para 3 and before the Shark Cub. And the Shark Cub is now the one that I use the most. But considering these go for like 350 to 400 brand new, I think it's the textured one that goes for 400. 350 brand new, 275 for they're listing it as like new in box. I'm not mad at that price at all. And remember, a lot of these folks are able to be negotiated with. So you can easily do that. I think we might actually be close to where we were. No, some of these are new. That's a maybe this is a relisting. The Blauvelt GB Custom Knives switched. If this was bigger, I think I would consider that. 820 for a mini Arius. No. Migron Arma 2. That's exactly what they go for, brand new. So I own this knife and it's awesome. Big, monstrously overbuilt thing from Miguron. I own the standard version and the new contoured version. That's the 2, which is the contoured version. If you like overbuilt knives, it's one of the best prices on the market. He's selling it for what they go for brand new. I don't know. That price, to me, would indicate that they are sold out on Amazon, but you might check Amazon first or the Miguron website. No, this is still all new from... Ooh! Oh, cool. So, GTC. If you're looking at the Wii version and thinking, okay, that's cool, but it's made in China, and I want a USA-made knife. This ZT 0055 is the GTC collab, made in the USA. It's not an integral, this is also tempting to me. It also has that cool flipper. That's a fun one. That's a collectible one for sure. And they have this priced as, or listed as excellent. Discontinued, hard to find knife. I've had it in my collection for a few years. Has never seen any use, never been carried. Would say like new in box, but I can't find the original packaging. Will come in a zippered soft case, free US. Yeah, okay. Not bad. I mean, if you care about the box, like, here's the thing. This is the crazy thing about this. If he had the box, if he had all the original packaging, he could easily charge 100, 150 more, maybe more than that, right? But that's why he's got it priced that way. If you don't care about the box, yeah, go for it. Praetorian T left-handed. The dam is still gotcha? I always forget how to pronounce that. What I'm looking for is that guy who listed... Well, I don't want to ruin it. Is that a... Oh, it's RMG Tactical. SOCOM Bravo discontinued for $350 is a good price tag on that. It's a very impressive knife. Vero Impulse. That's the bigger... Yeah, $275 isn't bad for that either. The Impulse is a cool knife. 187 DP. Is it? Oh, it's in D2. I was going to say, if that's the S90V version, then that would be really good. That's an FSD, so I own this knife exactly, except for the texturing is different, I think. Let's see. Yeah, it's super cool texture. This is an awesome knife. If you're big into the super small batch, ultra premium USA mid-tech stuff, that would include Holt, Koenig, Oz Machine Company. There's a number of others, right? If you're into that tier, it's a lot of money. I paid $800. No, I think I paid $750 for mine, but that was a couple of years ago. But yeah, a Bodacious for $185. which is what they should be brand new. Has some scuffs and things. Remember that fastball? Man, that knife used to be such a big deal. They just don't have great, unless Gerber has changed things, they just don't have great fit and finish. Scapegoat. There's a ton of new stuff. It's crazy. I literally just looked at this site 2 weeks ago. This is why it's fun to return to this for content. I just looked at this 2 weeks ago. However many pages in we are, this is all brand new stuff. Another one, oh, that's a Maker's Edition. You got to really want that for $2,200. But is that the... Oh, it's the Magnum Tanto. Don't they have like a Warcraft Tanto or something like that? Kraken DLC. That's a cool knife. It's only priced a little bit lower than what it goes for brand new. I guarantee you this guy bought the... He bought a more special version after pre-ordering this, just like me, and is just like trying to get some money back for this. Best at Classic. Interesting. Vanguard Cheetah. I've reviewed that knife. You can check that out if you want to. Manual Stitch. Ooh, Riot T1000 Black DLC. I own this knife as well. I don't think they sold for $600 brand new. Is that wrong? I want to say it was $500. Maybe I'm wrong. What is this? Oh, it's modified. Slicer non-flipper. Well, if you're one of the people who picked up... I told you guys, I made a post about this. The new Hinder XM18 3.5-inch DLT trading exclusive non-flipper slicer hologram. I said this is essentially the ultimate XM18. The previous ultimate, in my opinion, was the Fullard Spear because they didn't do a hologram slicer back then. But with them doing a hologram slicer, it significantly improves the cutting geometry, obviously, which Hinder knives is needed for 15 years. Holograms were previously only custom. So if you're one of those people who I said pick this up, they're going to go. And, you know, we even had people in the comments saying, oh, Hinders sit around forever now. Certain models sell really quick. Not just because I posted it, because I posted about the Warncliffs as well, and they're still sitting there. People know. They pick those up. And now you're going to see them on the secondary market for $500 or $600 or even more. While when they become completely gone from all the different retail sites. So with Hinder knives, it's not that now they're all less valuable. It's the same as always. Certain variations of Hinder knives will always be more valuable. It's that Hinder knives is now able to produce at a level that is much higher versus a few years ago. And so retailers like DLT can order them in larger batches. Same with all of the other authorized retailers. They can order them in larger batches. So tons of people still buy them. You just see more of them sitting around. And with more of some of the, you know, less desirable stuff sitting around, we don't see all of the Hinder variations sitting on eBay for, you know, $100, $200, $300 over what they cost at retail. You only see certain variations, which is how it should be, you know, but certain variations of Hinder knives and all not, I mean, like if they're desirable, like you're always going to see them marked up in the secondary market, but you're going to see those on Bladebinge as well. But if you did get one of those, congrats. I slept on it. I thought I should probably grab one. I'll sleep on it and look tomorrow. And sure enough, they were gone. I think they were gone in less than 20. I feel like they were gone in like 12 hours. But, ooh. That's super cool. This is a Herman Dragonfly half dress in Alema Damax. I personally like the Balbach that they use, but the Alema stuff is really cool. But this is also a mirror polished blade. Is this a factory mirror? Brand new in box, beautiful Herman Dragonfly, which is their largest model, by the way. I own 3 Dragonflies. That's 3. I put a 1 up and like it was 4. That was just me being dumb. Sorry about that. But I own 3 of this model. This is number 295 and features a stunning Alema Damax Damascus blade that has a mirror polished and smooth finish and smooth titanium handles. The knife has never been used to cut, has never been carried. Extremely solid lockup, no blade play, perfect centering, no lock stick. Amazing. Let's take a look at this. Because that does look... so my Alema blades did not have a mirror polish on them. That is sick. That is so cool. Ha! Wow. Very cool. Look at that nice finish there on the tie. $295. Yeah. Alema at 62 HRC is what it looks like right there. So I don't know how the Alema Damascus performs. It's probably very similar to RWL 34. which is that it's probably very similar to Damas steel, right? But it's also going to be stainless to my knowledge. But super nice stuff. 1500 is probably pretty close to what it sold for brand new. I like that configuration with it just being the plain tie and the really nice blade. That's what I would call a semi-custom, machine elements and hand elements. Honestly, I don't think 1500 is a terrible price. So yeah. Oh, there's a Great Eastern Cutlery in here. This little cutie patootie is my blood red jig bone single blade. I'm not a big classic knife fan, but I'll always look at the Gex and I always say Tediawet. I think the way you're supposed to say it is Tediaut, which sounds really funny to me, but I doubt I'm the first person to laugh at that by decades, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend that that's actually funny. But that is a cool knife. I think 130 is probably, yeah, he paid around 200. I think that's probably a pretty good price for that. I haven't seen a Menandi in forever. It's pronounced Menandi. Okay. Sorry about that. Dang, where is that? I want to see if that, I know some of you guys know what I'm looking for. What do they want for this? $375? I think I paid $300 for mine, but maybe I'm wrong. Sorry, my phone's going off there. Oh, man. The Vicar. I haven't seen the Vicar in forever. So, fun fact about this knife. Let me turn my alarm's going off. It's letting me know it's 11 o'clock. I don't know what that's for. This has titanium liners. So this is legitimately I'll tell you about the scales. The scales are like sandpaper. I don't know why Benchmade was like, yeah, let's put sandpaper scales on this and then put a pocket clip right on top of the textured portion. No idea. Probably not going to matter because the person who's going to buy this is also going to be a collector. But these are unbelievably smooth. Stupidly smooth. It does not feel like a Benchmade knife at all. It feels like something completely different. I don't know what the coating is. It just says coated. It's probably Cerakote. Doesn't even matter. Originally, I think Benchmade wanted like 300 for this. Something around there, maybe a little more. I feel like 425 isn't an insane price, but this is a fully US made Benchmade with titanium liners, which is not something... Benchmade would never make this nowadays. They just wouldn't. It would be something stupidly overpriced. Higo 2, why is this priced at $60? You can go and buy this knife brand new. I think Recon 1 has this knife still out there for the same price tag. So, I don't know why they want the same or close to the same as a brand. Maybe 50 less. That is a rare one right here. M4 Manix 2 Jade XL. That's a really cool one. It's probably worth that. 8010 Light. I feel like you can buy this knife right now for a similar price tag. Let's keep going here. Still trying to find that one. Leatherman bundle. It's not a bad price for a couple of Leathermans for sure. I mean, those will last forever. Kunwu Chad brand new in box. Not a bad price there. I mean, I think it's probably pretty close to what they charge brand new. We're on page 9 at 23 minutes. Let's just see if we can find it. There it is. Oh my God. Who listed this? So this is he's listing it as 1 of 24. Why do you guys do that? That pisses me off so much. It's 1 of the 24. They list this like that. It's a little bit shady to do that. They do the same thing on eBay. Nothing against the guy who's listing it, but also, like, don't do that. It's number 18 of 24. It's not number 1 of 24. I can tell you who owns number 1 of 24, probably, and it's the guy who owns Crane's Cutlery, because that's where this came from. This is a Crane's Cutlery exclusive. It's an integral. It's one of Riot's best creations ever. It's highly sought after. I own 2 of them. I tried to get the Zerkatai one from Crane's Cutlery after I found out it existed, and Scott informed me that they were all sold out, but the Mokatai ones were still available, and the Mokatai ones were also very rare, and they also are worth substantially more now. But At the time, they're about $950 or $970, and the Zircotai ones sold brand new for about $1,100. These have become extremely sought after since they have, disappeared. And now I don't know how often they sell for, $10,000, but we do see them periodically listed for substantially more. So this is really funny, but I own number 2 in this configuration, the Zircotai, and then my Mokatai one is like number 14. But I own one of each of these knives, so apparently I'm sitting on a small fortune. But I doubt that these will actually sell for $9,800. Realistically, this poor guy's like, don't devalue my, But realistically, it wouldn't surprise me if these sell periodically on the secondary market for around $4,000. But $9,800 is really funny. That's going to be my thumbnail. That's wild. Wild. Super cool knife. Super cool knife. But yeah, just so you know, that knife originally sold for $1,100. It's a super nice knife. M398, hand rub satin finish, massive zirconium Timascus inlay, some of the most beautiful Zircotai I've ever seen on both sides, and it is an integral knife. It's very, very beautiful. But if you buy that knife for $9,800, you are probably losing about $5,000 immediately. Like, that's what I would honestly say, right? And I know that whoever posted this, is going to be like, you jerk. But let's be real about it, Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you buy this for $9,800 and you turn it around and flip it for $15,000. I just really doubt it. This makes me mad, though. 1 of 24. These are all listed like that. I got number 1. You don't have number 1. If you're ever looking at a listing for these, make sure that you look at the flipper tab. Number 18 of 24. Still cool. Still very valuable. Not number 1. I would question that every time it's listed. Okay, that's going to be it for me today. This was fun. Check out Bladebinge. Links in the description. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.